Hi everyone, Judy here, your Maestra. Our lesson for today is basically a continuation of the verb think lesson. This was requested by Hiroki Heida. Hi Hiroki Heida, hello, shout out to you. So I will give you 10 sample sentences on how to use the verb think, hona hona, in a sentence. Okay, now let's go to number 1. 10 Bisaya sample sentences using the verb think. Do you want to know what I'm thinking? Gusto ka makahibalo unsay akong gihuna-huna? Gusto ka makahibalo unsay akong gihuna-huna? Okay? Some will use makabalo, some will use makahibalo, okay? The you here is ka. I think a lot of you know this already if you're following my lessons. Okay? So you is ka. Gusto. Gusto means want. Makabalo or makahibalo means to know. What is unsa? Unsa. I'm or I is akong. The ng here is actually a contracted of the nga linker. So, akong, okay? Gihuna is thinking. I'm gonna say it again. Gusto ka makahibalo unsa akong gihuna-huna. Do you wanna know what I'm thinking? Okay, do you want to know what I'm thinking? Gusto ka makahibalo unsay or unsa akong gihuna-huna? Okay? So, you guys, if you haven't watched how to construct Bisaya sentences, I also have a video on that. You might want to check out my playlist. Okay? So, the second one is, have you thought about it? Have you thought about it? Okay, so in Bisaya, this is nakahuna-huna naka. Nakahuna-huna naka. The you here is ka. Thought about is nakahuna-huna. Okay, the nakahuna-huna is thought about. The it here is it is already implied in Bisaya that what you're talking about. I mean, you are referring to a certain things. But of course, it won't hurt if you're going to ask, oh, what should I be thinking about, okay? So, unsa man, unsa akong dapat hunaw-hunaw, that means, what should I be thinking about, okay? But if both of you have an understanding, it's already implied, okay? You can say, nakahuna-huna na ka? Nakahuna-huna na ka? I mean, have you thought about it? Okay? The na here is like, you're done, okay? There's no direct translation into English, but the na here is basically, are you done thinking about it? Okay, the na, and then that, okay, the na, okay? So that is basically done thinking, okay, na. In English, it is already. There's a third example. We have, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? This could mean two ways in Bisaya. We have the simple question, like just asking, what were you thinking a while ago? Something sort of like that. And there's another one, we have questioning the action. Okay, so we have, what were you thinking? The simple question is, unsay gihuna-huna nimo? Unsay, the unsay here has contracted y. The y here is equivalent to the ang, okay? It's supposed to be unsa ang, but you know, we like to shortcut words because it is more efficient. So we say unsay. Unsay gihuna-huna nimo. Okay, so unsa means what, gihuna-huna is thinking, nimo is yourself. Okay, so another meaning of what were you thinking, this is the questioning the action of that person, of the second person. We say, giunsa man na nimo og huna-huna. Giunsa man na nimo og huna-huna. So it's a little, this sort of a little frustration there. Okay, So it's like, what were you thinking? It's like, giunsa man na niyo guna-una. So giunsa means how, okay? Giunsa is how. The man is more on emphasis. At the same time, it's more like sounding to be more polite, but there is emphasis to the thought. Okay, what were you thinking? The man here, okay? And then nimo here is you. The na here, yun sa man na, the na is actually that, okay? So it's a shortcut of kana, basically what the person did in the past. The og here is an objective article. If you haven't watched my og versus og, you might want to check on that as well. Huna is thinking, okay?